Our first object will be a 20 cm ruler. First, we'll use the meter rule to measure the length. Align the two rulers together and look directly above to avoid parallax error. The first reading is 21.5 cm. We'll do the same on the other side so that it is more reliable, as the two sides might not be of the same length. So the second reading is 21.3 cm. So the average length will be 21.4 cm. We'll do the same for the width. So the first reading is 2.7 cm. We'll go on to the other side. And the second reading is 2.7 cm. So the average width is 2.7 cm. Next, we'll be measuring the thickness. We'll be using the micrometer screw gauge. First, check for zero error. The zero error here is positive 0.01 mm. Now we will screw the micrometer onto the thickness. Make sure it's tight. The first reading will be 1.13 mm. Also, look directly above to avoid parallax error. The second reading will be 1.14 mm. So the average thickness is 1.14 mm or 0.114 cm. Now we will take the mass. The first reading is 9.4 grams. Remember to reset after each taking. The second reading is 9.4 grams. So the average mass is 9.4 grams. So the density will be mass over volume, and it will be 6.49 grams per cm cube.
We will now be finding the mass of the irregular object. Our first reading is 24.3 grams. Our second reading is 24.4 grams, so the average mass is 24.4 grams. We will now be finding the volume of the irregular object. Fill the displacement can with water until it is directly below the spout. Place an empty beaker under the spout and carefully place the object in the displacement can. We shall come back when the water has finished dripping. Now we shall pour the water from the beaker into a measuring cylinder to find out the volume of the irregular object. We can now find its density. From here we can see that the vernier caliper has no zero error. We shall now measure the diameter of the third object using the vernier caliper. Grip the object using the outside jaws of the caliper. Next, read the readings on the scales. Our first reading is 6.32 cm. Repeat the process but at a different position. Our second reading is 6.37 cm. Repeat the process at a different position again. The third reading is 6.38 cm. So using the formula of sphere, we can find the average volume. We shall now find the mass of the third object. Our first reading is 57.9 grams. Our second reading is also 57.9 grams, so the average mass of the third object is 57.9 grams. We can now find the density of the third object.